Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to Arekkz Mechanized Combat League and some more Project Morpheus gameplay. If you haven't already seen it, then I uploaded some direct capture of the London Heist Morpheus game, so I'll link that in the description box down below so you can check it out afterwards, but in this video we're talking Arekkz. Now for this one I wasn't actually allowed to direct capture, so that's why you're seeing it over my shoulder, but hopefully it will still give you a good idea of exactly what this game's about. Effectively, this is an arena-based mech sports game where you have to score points in a goal while also destroying the opposition. Kind of like Rocket League with mechs in VR. The gameplay you're seeing is from my first match, so I was still learning the ropes a little bit, and unfortunately my camera ran out of battery, so I couldn't get the second match, which was actually my best one. I actually got MVP, managed to get 7 goals, and killed 9 opponents. But that's neither here nor there, and to be honest, you're probably going to be like, yeah, of course you did, when the camera didn't record. Anyway, that being said, let's talk about what you're seeing. So you begin by loading into the hangar, and you see your mech standing in front of you. The demo we played had 3 different types of mechs. The one I'm playing as is known as the Mirage type. It can double jump, it's pretty massive, and it's also pretty speedy. The 2 other ones, I can't actually remember their names, but one of them had an ability to hover, while the other one was a lot smaller and could sneak through certain parts of the levels that my class couldn't. Then, once you're match made, you get put into your mech, and all while this is happening, you're free to look around. At this point, you actually really get a sense of just how big my mech is compared to the others. Now the actual gameplay works around these 3 different modes, mapped to square, triangle and circle. Square is sprint, triangle is damage, and circle is heal. And then movement is done with the analog stick, but turning and aiming is actually done with the VR headset. If you want to shoot at something, or turn around, you physically turn your head. Once you turn 90 degrees left or right, the mech in-game will actually start to turn, while smaller turns will obviously just result in you aiming your head. And aside from that, L2 and R2 are to shoot. My mech had a rocket launcher and a machine gun. Now when you're playing, you can freely swap between these 3 modes. Basically, if you want to move around as fast as possible, then you press square to switch to sprint mode. This massively increases your movement speed and allows you to get across the map much faster. However, if you're engaged in combat, you're better off switching to attack mode. This increases the damage that you do, and if your opponent hasn't done that or they've forgotten to, then the chances are you're going to win your gun battle. Then lastly, if you start taking damage, your best bet is to run away and then switch to healing mode, at which point your shields will heal up and you can then go back in. The key here, or at least what I found in my second match, the one where I actually did really well, the defining factor or the thing that would kind of like determine whether or not you would win, would be good management of these 3 different states. A lot of people kind of forgot about this, or maybe thought that like staying in healing would just keep them alive longer, but really if you can kind of actually swap between like speed and obviously swap between attack, you can do some nasty damage and get around really fast. I probably spent most of my time in the speed class, just because, well, moving fast in a massive mech is so much fun. Now the aim of the game itself is to score as many points as possible, and in order to score a point you need to get into overcharge mode and then jump through the ring in the middle of the level. Now you enter overcharge mode either by killing 3 opponents, at which point you'll enter it automatically, or by collecting the orbs that you see either around the level, or that are also dropped when you kill an opponent. When you begin glowing yellow, it's at this point you can jump in and you can score. Obviously the enemy team can stop you, they can either shoot you, or alternatively, on R3 you also have melee. So what you can do is you can jump towards someone as they're about to go in the goal, press melee, and you can kind of punch them out, which is pretty awesome, and it actually happens to me in this gameplay, so yeah. Anyway, aside from that, just like with the London Heist, I was actually amazed how quickly I was able to pick up the controls in this game. This one took a little bit longer because there were sort of like a few more mechanics to actually take into account. Like it took me a little while to click with the whole 3 different modes things. But still, regardless, the second you put on the headset, the second you jump in the world and you start moving around, it all starts to just make sense straight away, which is just what's really good about these VR games. You know, you'd think there would be like a steep learning curve or it would feel weird at first, but strangely, like the second I jumped in the seat, I was just like, this feels right. And honestly, this game here, Arekkz, is the most fun I have had in VR. I love mechs anyway, and I've played my fair share of mech games, you know, Titanfall, Armored Core, Gundam games. I've even played like Gundam simulators in Japan. But this is the first time where I genuinely felt like I was piloting a mech, and it was so awesome. Anyway, that being said, that is enough for me. I'm going to leave you guys to watch a bit more of the gameplay. Again, apologies that it's not direct capture, but hopefully I'll get a chance to do that at some point in the future. If you did enjoy the video, it'd be awesome if you could hit that like button, and be sure to check out the London Heist gameplay if you haven't done already. You'll find a link to that in the description box down below. Thanks again for watching, take it easy, catch you next time, peace out.